What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, your weekly update on all things dropping on Blu-ray and 4K. So we are going to jump right into it. We've got a lot of stuff to get to this week. We've got everything from classic Coen Brothers movies to Criterion box sets to a Arrow Video limited edition release, and we've got some SteelBooks dropping this week, some very classic films coming out on SteelBooks, so I know my SteelBook fans are going to be excited about that one, and a lot of even Christmas movies coming to 4K. They've been slowly doling out the Christmas movies to 4K the last few years, and we've got a couple new ones coming out this year. So, like I said, a lot to get into, so we're going to jump right into it. But first, I want to go ahead and thank all of my live viewers who are here. We do this show live because it's nice to chat with you guys and interact with you guys while I do this. Makes it a little bit more fun, and also keeps me more informed, because if there's a film that I'm not familiar with, I can talk to you guys in the chat a little bit. So feel free, if you are here live, to throw in your 2 cents whenever necessary, or whenever if you just have some questions that you want to ask me. I'm also available for some Q&A. I love talking to you guys. So far, we've got a little bit of a group forming here. I'll let some people keep funneling in as we get into it. Kevin House says, happy Barnes & Noble Criterion sale day. Yes, thank you, Kevin, for reminding me. I got to remind you guys, if you haven't heard, if you're under a rock, the Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble has started today, Monday, November 6th. All of your Criterions at your local Barnes & Noble should be 50% off. I think it's live on the website. So my wife went into a Barnes & Noble today, and the signs weren't up yet, but hopefully they're 50% off if you go into a Barnes & Noble. I haven't been able to make it out yet. I have no one to go with. My wife is out of town. John, who I usually go to the store with as well, is also out of town. So I don't know. I might just have to go by myself. Never done that. Never done one of those shopping hauls by myself, but I don't know. I got to get in there before all the good stuff is gone, because there's some things I want to pick up this month in the sale. Alden Tuttle's here. He said he just watched Across the Spider-Verse for a video he's doing on Wednesday, and I'm ready. Wow. I quite enjoyed that film. I liked it quite a bit, so I'm glad you got to see it. Let's go ahead and jump into the news. No more delays. So here we go. Switching to the other screen. First thing you see right there, I put it in the thumbnail. I'm very excited about this one. It is Coen Brothers' 1996 film Fargo, coming to 4K from Shout Factory. This is a Shout Select release, which I've been very happy with the Shout Select releases that I've picked up. I only have a few. I don't have too many. I got the Magnificent 7 4K release that came out last year, I believe, and that looks great. I'm looking forward to picking up this one as well. Fargo is maybe my favorite Coen Brothers movie. I liked it quite a bit. I have not seen it as many times as I would like. I do want to watch it here in the near future, because I'm always because I've been doing those seasonal videos with John, where we ranked our top 10 summer movies, we ranked our top 10 fall movies. So check those videos out if you haven't, because they're a lot of fun. They're longer podcast style videos, so I don't know, maybe you don't sit down at your table and watch it, but in the car, or when you have some time. But we were been thinking about maybe doing a winter one, so I've been on the lookout for films that are wintry but not Christmassy, set in winter but not Christmas movies, because I wanted to make a delineation there, because there's a ton of them that would classify as Christmas movies. So Fargo would definitely be on my list. We're gonna have to fight over it, because I know John said he really likes Fargo too, but it's amazing. If you haven't seen Fargo, obviously it deserves all the praise it gets. I have this version here. This is the version I have. This is a digipack this is a digibook from France, I believe. I think this is a French digibook that I have of Fargo. When I first was getting into collecting, and I didn't know how many movies there were, or I knew there were a lot of movies, but I wasn't like very well versed in how many movies there are and how many movies I would like to collect someday. I was just getting the movies I really liked, and I was trying to find the best or coolest looking version that I could find of each one. So I would go on eBay and find these strange like international releases. So that's how I ended up with this, because I didn't like just the standard. I think the standard Blu-ray was just a generic plain case, bare bones version. So I found this, which is pretty cool. But I'll definitely be upgrading to the 4K at some point. Maybe not this week, but eventually I'd like to get the 4K version, and then I can part ways with this, maybe sell this on eBay or something, but that's the version I have. But I would like to be getting the 4K very soon because haven't watched it in a long time. And me and Grace have been on a Coen Brothers kick lately. So, and also Big Lebowski just came out. It has like well, I think it was already on 4K, but it just came out with like a nice Universal Classics Collection 4K, which looks really nice. So I want to get that too. Maybe I'll get both of those. All right. What are people saying in the chat? An internet user is here. Welcome, welcome. Ryan Morgan, first time catching one of these live. Happy to be here. Awesome, Ryan. Yeah, we're happy to have you. I like that our little community is growing on these. These have been a lot of fun. Michael Smith, the sale is on. Went this morning. Oh, what'd you get, Michael? What did you get? Be sure to let us know. Ethan Edwards, you have so many other YouTubers by you. Misfit Pond, 20 and 21st movies you could hook up with. Dude, I was actually thinking about that today because I'm all alone this week. I was going to put out a post just like reminding people that the sale is going on. And then I was going to say like, hey, and if you want to, get together for a collab, if you're in the Atlanta area, feel free. So I should put that post out because I'd love to meet those guys. I know they're close. I've never talked to them online, but I'd like to meet them. That'd be a lot of fun. I like shopping with new friends. Ethan Edwards says his favorite Coen, I'm not even putting the comments on the screen, look at me. Ethan Edwards says my favorite Coen movie and one of my favorite of the 90s with Goodfellas. Sweet. All right, let me fix this real quick because OBS is not letting me show the comments on the screen. I want to be able to show the comments so you guys can read what I'm seeing. The way it does this, you have to re-put in the chat code every single time, which is kind of annoying. So there we go. Now we've got it working. Jeffrey Patron is here. Kevin House is here as well. We talked about him earlier. And then Danvers says Fargo is a masterpiece. It's true. It's true. I agree. I concur. All right, back to the new releases. Like I said, we've got an Arrow release popping up here. This is Witness coming to 4K from Arrow Video with their lovely, oh, here, we'll do the overview. Look at that. Look at that. I cannot say enough good things about Arrow Video's limited edition releases that they do. Like they got the nice deluxe hard slipcase that, protects the case and looks great on the shelf. It's got a nice width to it. I like when you get a big, thick spine on the shelf. Just gives it a little bit more weight, makes it a little bit more apparent on the shelf when you're just browsing or gazing across at your collection like a weirdo like I do. But look at this. You got the usual, which comes with the slipcase, the jewel case, the booklet, the poster, and then the art cards. And it looks like this is only one disc. This is a single disc, 4K only, and then you've got all of the little supplements as well. Have not seen this film, but I know my good friend Connor is very excited to pick this one up. And he is hoping that the 50% off sale is matched by Arrow, which sometimes they also put their stuff 50% off at the same time. So if anyone knows that in the chat, let me know, because he was asking me about that earlier and I haven't gotten a chance to go to the store yet. But yeah, look at that. Very nice Paramount logo there at the bottom. Nice logo on this movie too, this Witness movie. But yeah, I have not seen that one. Very, very nice release though. Let's see. All right. Where would I want to go next? There's so many directions I could go. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the Criterion release because that's a big draw for my channel and also for myself. This one actually is such a cool release, so I want to talk about it. Jackie Chan, Emergence of a Superstar. It's a Blu-ray digipack from Criterion. So I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit of a thicker release because there's quite a few movies on here. I don't know how many discs it is. So it's a 4-disc set. Okay, so there's more movies than discs, so they're going to be sharing some discs. But here's the artwork, which is quite eye-catching. Very interesting because it's like a cartoonist kind of style. It doesn't actually look that much like Jackie Chan to me, but it is very goofy and silly. So I'm sure he would approve of this art style, but it is the Emergence of a Superstar box set, so it's including none of his like, well, I mean, some of these are probably some cult favorites, but they're not like his big hits that came out after. These are all films before Police Story, like 1985 and before. You've got Half a Loaf of Kung Fu, Spiritual Kung Fu, The Fearless Hyena 2, The Young Master, and My Lucky Stars. And I watched a little bit. There's a clip on the Criterion website from My Lucky Stars that I watched earlier, and it looked absolutely insane and bizarre, and very delightful. So I would love to pick this up at some point. The only Jackie Chan I have right now, and that's in the collection currently, is the Police Story 1 and Police Story 2, which I do have. And this is a lovely release as well. I don't love that this is kind of, it's not really a slipcase because you can see through it. It's kind of just like this, I don't know what you would call that. I don't even know if that has a name. But then the digipack underneath is actually very beautiful. You've got the Police Story poster and Police Story 2 poster. Some really nice artwork on the inside as well. And then you've got a nice little booklet that folds out into like a poster type thing. So really like this release, and I would love to get their next Jackie Chan release that they're putting out. Criterion has not done a lot of Jackie Chan, but I know there's a lot of other labels that do a lot of Jackie Chan stuff. He's got very good representation in the boutique front, but yeah, that's very cool that they're putting that out. Can't wait to see what that looks like. I'm gonna go check it out. Like I said, I might try to go to a Barnes & Noble tomorrow and see what they have, see if they get those. My Barnes & Noble is usually good about getting the new stuff. They just don't have a big selection for older stuff, but you guys have seen my Barnes & Noble a ton because I record a lot of videos there. So hopefully they have that there tomorrow. Ethan Edwards, very excited about upgrading my old Witness DVD to 4K. It's a great film. That's really cool. So you haven't had it since the DVD. Interesting. I'm sure there was a Blu-ray, but I'm sure it wasn't as nice as this lovely Arrow release. Daniver says Witness is a good one. Would be interested in picking it up as well. Daniver, are you a collector? I've never talked to you about collecting. I know you're a big movie fan and big cinephile, but I don't know if you're a collector. I'd love to talk to you about that. Internet user, definitely check out Witness if you can. All right. Well, I'm hearing lots of good things about it. Brent said, I was just at Barnes & Noble and I didn't see any Arrow. Yeah, man. All the Barnes & Nobles have just killed the boutique section. Like, they shrunk down my Criterion section and now they have a little bit of Arrow, but they're all just like mixed in with the regular Blu-rays and DVDs. I'm not saying that's how it is at your store. I don't know. They might not have any at your store, but there's like maybe a handful at mine and they're just kind of mixed in with the rest, which is kind of sad. They used to have like their own table and everything, and now it's just almost non-existent, which is a huge bummer. Internet user, I've been watching the movies from the Jackie Chan set. I've really enjoyed them for the most part. Yeah, I noticed, so I didn't even mention that, but all of those movies, that collection has been on the channel for a long time. It's basically they like took that collection that's been streaming on Criterion channel and they just put it into a box set, which is really cool. I'm glad they do that. What I want them to do is take that collection that they have right now that's a Jimmy Stewart and a director collab. It's like a bunch of Westerns, and put that out as a box set, because I would love to see a box set for those movies. I watched Winchester 73 from that collection and it was great. I want to watch more of those, but if they put out a box set, I would snatch it up probably week one, because I love Jimmy Stewart. Who doesn't love Jimmy Stewart? Can't get enough of Jimmy Stewart. Let's jump into the Christmas releases that are coming out this week. Like I said, last couple years they've been putting out, they put out Elf and like the stop motion Rankin and Bass on 4K last year. They put the Charlie Brown ones on 4K. They put Christmas Story on 4K, which I got last year, and a couple others. And now we are getting Scrooged on 4K, classic Bill Murray comedy rendition of the Christmas Carol story. It's coming out from Paramount Pictures. It's the 35th anniversary edition this year, and it's just a 4K and a digital, but it has a nice looking 4K slipcover. Obviously it's 4K, so it's going to be black, because every 4K has to be a black slipcover, black spine. But there you go, single disc, Ultra HD. That's, I don't know. I do own this on Blu-ray currently. Not sure if I'm going to upgrade this one because it's not one of my favorite Christmas movies, but I don't know. Maybe at some point I will. I am tempted every time they put out some Christmas movies on 4K. But yeah, that's Scrooge. I know that's a lot of people's favorite. Some people's favorite version of the Christmas Carol story. I like to watch at least one version of Christmas Carol every year. I've got a bunch of different versions. Got the 84 version. I've got the 50s version. What is that, 54? I can't remember what year that came out. And there's the 38 version. You've got the animated Zemeckis version. There's an infinite number of Christmas Carol. I have to watch that by myself because Grace she doesn't hate the story of Christmas Carol, but she's so done with it just because there's been so many different versions. So she doesn't like to watch that story anymore, but I like to watch one every year. I guess maybe I could watch Scrooged this year. I guess that could be the one I watch. And then also a Christmas movie, but a much newer Christmas movie that I have not seen yet. This just came out last year, and I think this is the very first time it's coming out on 4K. It is Violent Night, which is, a fun, clever name. I did not see it. It didn't really appeal to me, but I think I heard some good things about this. I can't remember, but it's from Universal Studios. It's getting a standard 4K, as shown right here with this. I don't know if that's a slipcover or not. That could just be the artwork. But if you really like this movie and you're not sold on that artwork, they're also putting out a SteelBook for Violent Night, a Best Buy exclusive SteelBook. So hopefully you have some Best Buys in your area, or you can order online. This is same thing, Universal Studios, and there it is. There's the front cover, different artwork on this one, and then there's I like the back kind of profile in the red lighting. That looks pretty cool. And then you've got a nice shot from. A lot of SteelBooks are doing this these days. You got a big, like, blown up shot from the movie as the background. But this is actually a 4K and Blu-ray and digital, so this is all three formats. I don't know why is that a thing? Why do people need Blu-rays? Like, if you're getting the 4K, what's the point of also having a Blu-ray? They're the same thing with Blu-ray and DVD. At least that kind of made sense, because some people needed the DVDs for like portable DVD players, or needed the DVDs for like ripping purposes, like if they wanted to make a digital version. I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand why people would need a 4K and a Blu-ray. Unless you got to loan it out to your family or something. I guess that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's cool that you get two formats, but I don't know. Whenever I do that, I never touch the Blu-ray. It just kind of sits in there and collects dust. But that's Violent Night, and I think that's all the Christmas movies that are coming out this week. Two new 4K Christmas movies. We've got Scrooged and Violent Night. So that's pretty cool. Kind of, you got a comedy, and then you got more of an action thriller kind of movie. I don't know. Maybe there is some dark comedy in Violent Night as well. Maybe those do go better together than I'm letting on. What do we have here? Oh wow, I'm way behind. I got to catch up on the chat. Kevin House. I bought the Todd Browning set, Memories of Murder, and Woman on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown today. Oh, you hit gold, man. The Todd Browning set is incredible. Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown is probably my favorite Almodovar film that I've seen so far. I've only seen 3 or 4, but I love that one. That one's incredible. And I don't know. Oh, no. Yes, I do know what Memories of Murder is. That's the Bong Joon-ho film. So, wow. Great stuff, man. Congrats. I got to get there. I got to get out to the sale. Brent says, in the sale today, I picked up Love Stream's Comfort of Strangers Philadelphia story. Mochette and McCabe and Mrs. Miller. Okay. A lot of people sharing what they're getting in here. Wow, those are some more deep cuts. Obviously, I love Philadelphia Story. I've talked about it many times on the channel, though, so I hope you enjoy that one if you haven't seen it. Or if you have, the release from Criterion is lovely. I love the essay in there and the bonus features. Let's see. Yes, Jeffrey Petrone, you're right. Anthony Mann. The Anthony Mann Jimmy Stewart collab. There's a collection on Criterion Channel. I don't know if you have Criterion Channel, Jeffrey, but it is awesome, and I would love a box set of that. That'd be crazy. That's asking too much. Ethan Edwards, so far Amazon doesn't have the Arrow titles 50% off, so maybe Barnes & Noble doesn't either. That's probably true, actually, because Amazon likes to undercut and put their stuff to match whenever Barnes & Noble does. So that's unfortunate. Connor was looking forward to getting like I said, the Witness Arrow release, and also the Barbarella and the Tremors Arrow release. There's a lot of Arrow stuff he wants this month. I don't know if he's going to be getting. He'll probably get some Criterion too, and I'll have him on the channel. We can discuss it. But he's in an Arrow mood this month. An internet user, Jimmy Stewart and Anthony Mann said, "Yes, please." I know, right? It would be amazing. I would love it. I think a lot of people would. All right, I'm not going to be able to keep up with the chat. A lot of people here tonight. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy doing these with you. Danaverse follows up, says, I do collect some DVDs and Blu-rays. It's not something I actively seek out because of my limited cash, but occasionally something does interest me, especially since I started doing my videos. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. You don't have to tell me. Like, nothing makes you want to buy more stuff than making videos. It's actually very bad for your wallet because it encourages you. It's like whenever you're on that precipice and you're like, do I want to buy this? Do I not want to buy this? You always convince yourself because, hey, at least I can get a video out of it and I'll make 3 cents. This doesn't make sense, but It happens often. Alden Tuttle, I don't think you've talked about American Graffiti, but that is George Lucas's best directed movie. I haven't talked about it yet. We're about to talk about it in a minute because it's getting a release, spoiler alert. But I've heard loads about that movie because my good friend Connor, who keeps coming up this stream for some reason, maybe I'll get him in on one of these at some point and we can chat together, but he loves American Graffiti. It's one of his favorite movies. And he has told me quite a bit about it, so I would like to check it out at some point. Speaking of American Graffiti, let's jump back and see what we have over here. I'm going to use that as a segue. Thank you, Alden. I'm going to use that as a segue to go right into the, not large amount, but a decent amount of SteelBooks that are coming out this week. We already talked about the Violent Night one. Another one coming out is American Graffiti right here. It's a 4K SteelBook, Best Buy exclusive SteelBook from Universal Studios. Universal's putting out several 4K SteelBooks this week. This is a 4K Blu-ray and digital 4K edition. Got 3 formats. This is the 50th anniversary edition of this movie. Came out in 1973. Let's look at the overview because it looks really nice. I love the it's kind of a collage looking front cover on there, which I'm sure is several key moments of the film. Like I said, haven't seen it. Then you've got the drive-in restaurant sign on the back, which is a nice touch. And then speaking of collages, like a literal collage on the inside, you got like these stamps or postcards of these photos from different scenes in the film. I love good old Ron Howard, and I really need to finally see this. I grew up watching, I kind of grew up watching the Andy Griffith Show. My younger brother was a huge fan of Andy Griffith, and he got into it, and we would watch it as a family together. So I love Ron Howard, and I would love to see him in this movie, especially because it's supposed to be really great. But that's a really cool SteelBook edition if you want to pick that one up. Coming out tomorrow, November 7th. Blu-ray Tuesday. All right. We've also got other Universal. I'll try to do these in the right order. Also, in case you don't want to get the SteelBook, you've also got just a regular edition of American Graffiti coming out on Blu-ray. That's actually really nice slipcover as well. I love the artwork on that. It says right there, 50th anniversary edition. So you've got options. And I'm sure there's going to be a Blu-ray coming out as well if you don't have a 4K player, because they usually do a re-release of the Blu-ray when those come out. But that is American Graffiti. We're also getting another Universal SteelBook. I believe this is a Universal one. Where is it? Scarface is on here somewhere. I would think it would be at the top because I would think it would be a popular one. There it is. I put it in the thumbnail. Scarface, also getting a Universal Best Buy exclusive SteelBook. Same exact treatment. You've got the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the digital. And then there's the overview. So there's the front cover. You've got kind of the black and white with the pops of red. Same thing on the back. And then some 4 different photos there on the inside. Scarface, the 1983 version, is getting a lovely Best Buy exclusive SteelBook as well. And then those are the 2 Universal SteelBooks we're getting this week. But we're also getting 2 Columbia Pictures. Is it Columbia Pictures? Sony Pictures. Yeah. We're getting 2 Sony Picture SteelBooks. We've got the Guns of Navarone, which I have not heard of, but it looks like a very similar release and artwork style as the Lawrence of Arabia SteelBook. That's very coveted, that a lot of people like, but this is a gorgeous looking SteelBook on the front. And that includes the 1961 film and 2 different cuts of the film. So that's very cool. And then the other one coming out from Sony is Black Hawk Down, getting a 4K Blu-ray and digital SteelBook. These 2 are not Best Buy exclusive. These are just SteelBooks releasing anywhere you buy movies. I'm sure they'll be available on Amazon. I'm sure they'll be available at Barnes & Noble for like twice the price. But there you go. There it is. There's the Black Hawk Down SteelBook. Very, very, very simple, very clean. Just a simple cover there. But yeah, lots of SteelBooks coming out this month. So if you're a big SteelBook fan, make sure you make it out to those stores because there's lots of good stuff. And I'm sure there's still more that we're going to talk about. All right. Memory. Here we go. We got lots of stuff. Brent said, just saw National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and Rebel Without a Cause. Switch over to my camera so you can actually see it. Are both $9.99 on 4K at Amazon right now. Yes, I saw that. I follow a lot of the physical media collectors here on YouTube, and they're like posting about a lot of the deals, like the Black Friday deals for 4Ks are like already live. So go check those out. And if there's some newer releases I don't find myself buying that many new releases these days, but there's a lot of good stuff. I think Pulp Fiction was like $7.99 4K. But yeah, that's cool that Rebel Without a Cause is $9.99 because that's one I wanted to pick up earlier at the beginning of the year, but I just didn't have the money for it. Let's see. For Almodovar, I recommend his film Talk to Her. I will check it out because I've loved all the Almodovar films I've seen. Jeffrey says, I've considered it. It looks exceptional. I don't, though. Okay, speaking of Criterion Channel, yeah, I would highly recommend it. I don't know how much it costs, full disclosure, because a friend of mine actually gifted me that. So I don't actually know what it is monthly yet, but I think it's probably worth it, whatever it is, because I think it's the best streaming service out there. Let's see. Kevin House. I recommend The Naked Spur for your next Stuart Mann collaboration Western. Okay, cool. Yeah, we started with Winchester 73. I'm not sure why we started with that one. I don't know if that was just the first one on the list, but watched it with my wife and her dad and quite enjoyed it. It was awesome. He can do Westerns as well. He can do anything. Jimmy Stewart is the man. And then Ethan Edwards follows it up with Warner Archive has a great Naked Spur Blu-ray. Good to hear. Warner Archive is killing. Warner Archive is like the silent, I don't know. I don't even know how to say it. What expression am I trying to think of? I don't know. Warner Archive is. Don't sleep on Warner Archive because they're not a flashy boutique label, but they come through with tons of great movies that you would never think would get a Blu-ray. And there's my Warner Archive section right here. This whole part right here. That's all Warner Archive stuff. They have the same similar black spine most of the time. Some of them are in different places, but most of them have a black spine, so I keep them all right next to each other, and they have a lot of good stuff. Speaking of Christmas movies, I have a Warner Archive of 3 Christmas movies back there. Holiday Affair, It Happened on Fifth Avenue, and Shop Around the Corner, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. So good. Speaking of Jimmy Stewart, let's see, Daniverse. It does sound like it would be fun to chat about movies with you, DJ. Well, thank you. I hope so, because if it's not fun to chat with me, then this channel is dead. No point to keep going. Jack Keating. Hey, DJ. First time making one of these. So many new people today. I'm glad to hear you guys. Love your channel. Love your content. You bring such a kind presence to the community. Thank you. Thanks for the kind words, man. I really appreciate that. I'm just being me. I'm just talking about the things that I'm interested in. That's all I do. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid, as the great Dwight Schrute says. I also was wondering on if we'd ever get a favorite films list from you. I'd be curious on seeing what your favorite films were. Funny that you say that. I've always want to do these kind of like big projects. Like I'm always like, oh, I want to go through my complete Criterion collection or go through like my top 20 favorite films. I wanted to do that. There's kind of a trend going around where you do your your favorite film from each year you were alive. I did the list on Letterboxd like a couple years ago because it's easy to make a list on Letterboxd. Much harder to make a full video and talk about each one. So that's always overwhelming, and I never seem to find the time to make those more encompassing videos. But I'd love to do that. Because I'm a crazy person, I actually expanded. Just last night, I expanded my list from favorite film from every year I've been alive to just favorite film from every year. For like the last 100 years, I went to like from 1920 to 2023, and I picked my favorite film from each year. So I have this massive list on Letterboxd, still private. Maybe I'll make it public here in a couple days. But I stayed up till like midnight last night just making that list because I love making lists on Letterboxd. So follow me on there if you haven't already. It's DJ Martinez III. It's just by my regular name. Haven't made it Films by Color yet, but I might make that list public. There's only 2 years that I haven't seen a film from, and it's 1929 and it's 1930. So I feel weird making it public before I see those. So recommend some 29 and 30 films if you guys have them. I know Pandora's Box is a big one from 29 that I really want to see. But yeah, those 2 years, I need to watch some movies from those years. And lastly, Slipmaker. I'm only familiar with the X-rated parody, The Buns of Navarone. Oh, very different, I'm assuming. Probably very different budgets, different focuses, I'm assuming. But no, yeah. Whatever, man. I don't think that will get as nice of a 4K Steelbook as the Guns of Navarone. All right, let's get back to it. With that, that's not going to segue me into anything. But hey, let's talk about Eddie Murphy. Trading Places is getting a 4K release. Open it up. There we go. We got the 40th anniversary. So many anniversaries this year. A lot of things came out in like the 3 years, I guess. 40th anniversary edition, 4K Blu-ray digital. This has got a nice slipcover. There it is. You've got it's kind of an ugly banner at the top, 40th anniversary, but whatever. It's fine. This is, look at that. That is kind of terrible, so I have to assume that's just like the original poster, because that is pretty bad. It was terrible Photoshop work. But this movie came out in 1983, so yeah, they were still like literally cutting and pasting back then. But yeah, there's the front. It looks pretty good. I've not seen this film, but I'm assuming it's. Let me read about it here because I'm interested now. The rich and greedy Duke brothers wager a bet over whether born loser Valentine could become as successful as the priggish Winthorpe if circumstances were reversed. The Dukes had the money to make this happen, but when Valentine and Winthorpe catch on, they arrange for a rich and riotous payback. So it's kind of like a comedy, but gets turns into like kind of a crime thing, like most comedies. What is it like? Maybe this is where it all started, but these days, why can we not just get a normal like low stakes comedy anymore? Like Grace and I were watching that Hulu original Awkwafina Sandra Oh movie a couple days ago, and it's like, oh, this is a fun like light comedy where she's really smart and wants to go on this like Jeopardy show, but she's too shy. But then all of a sudden, then there's like this kidnapped dog held for ransom and threatened to murder. Like, why do all movies, all comedies these days have to have these huge, stupid, like over the top stakes for no reason? Like, you couldn't come up with any other way to get her to go on the trivia show. She had to be doing it for her kidnapped dog. Ridiculous. Anyway, that's a side tangent. This seems like a fun one. It says holiday. Is this a holiday movie? I did not know that, so that's interesting. Trading Places 4K. Paramount Pictures, coming soon. Coming out tomorrow. Let me know how Trading Places is, because I do like to collect as many Christmas movies as I can. Next up, we've got 1994. Shout Factory is putting out Surviving the Game on Blu-ray. I have no idea what this is, but interesting. Ugh. It's like a Most Dangerous Game looking thing. Homeless man is lured out into the wilderness where he is hunted for sport by a bunch of rich weirdos. Wow, exactly. It's exactly like Most Dangerous Game. And it sounds like a very excellent episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you watch that show, highly recommend it, where they hunt cricket. And then also we've got, I should have mentioned this earlier because it is the same lead actor whose name escapes me at the moment, but whoever is in Violent Night, he's also from Stranger Things. What the heck is his name? I can never think of names when I'm on the spot like this. It's really hard to think of things. But this is Gran Turismo. I love that the title of the film is Gran Turismo based on a true story. Like they didn't trust the trailer editors and the marketing people enough. They had to literally put it in the title. But yeah, there's that movie about, is that Orlando Bloom? Wow. Haven't seen him in forever. It's about the gamers who are really good at like a racing game, and then they actually get trained to be actual racers. I've seen the trailer several times last year and beginning of this year. So that's out on Blu-ray and 4K, and I think there's a SteelBook of that as well. Yep, there it is. Gran Turismo 4K SteelBook. Kind of a generic looking cover, but it's cool at least. It's got like a nice yellow spine to it. Just a car, just a picture of the car. We don't even need what's his face on there. I still can't remember his name. Hopper from Stranger Things. What are people saying in the chat? Hopefully they're giving me some good recommendations for 30 and 1929 films. Oh yes, they are. Here we go. Wow, a favorite film from 100 different years. That's a very ambitious project. It is a very ambitious project, and I don't even know how I begin to start shooting that video because it would take several days probably, and I have to talk very briefly about each one, but that's the kind of ideas that I have in my head. Kevin House says, I'm a list freak. So am I. So I've maintained a list of my favorite 100 films since my high school days a long time ago. Come on, Kevin. You're only as old as you feel. Age is just a number, man. Bailey Welsh. I also have so many Letterboxd lists on private that I feel like I have to finalize in some way before making public. Exactly. I'm the exact same way. I've got Oh, I wish I had my letterbox pulled up, because it's an obscene number of lists that I have. It's like stupid. It's like probably, I don't know. It's almost triple digits, I believe. I keep starting lists. Like I started doing my top 100 Disney shorts, mostly pulling from the Silly Symphonies and the classic Golden Age stuff, but also from like the package films from the World War II era. And I got to like 80 or 90 or something, and then I just stopped. And now if I was actually going to publish that list, I'd have to go back and watch them again. But my lists are too ambitious to make public. Michael Smith, recommendation for 1930, The Blue Angel and All Quiet on the Western Front. I have The Blue Angel back there. I got that from Paul's collection recently, and he was a big noir fan. But I have not seen All Quiet on the Western Front, and I really, really want to. I was actually very excited to see that, but watching the new film kind of like turned me off to watching the old one, because I really didn't like the new film, because I love the book. The book is like one of my top 10 favorite books of all time. And I really didn't like the film that came out last year. I thought I completely missed the point of the book. Very well made, but I really didn't like the idea of it. And now I'm a little nervous about watching the original, even though I've heard nothing but great things about it. But I don't know. I'm a little weird with adaptations sometimes. It can be hard for me to get the book out of my head. So I wish I had seen it first before I read the book. That's how I usually like to do it. My wife is the exact opposite. She likes to read the book. If she sees a movie coming out that's based on a book, she'll read the book first and then go watch the movie. I think that's a terrible idea. I think you're setting yourself up for failure. I like to watch the movie first, and that way, if you really like it, you could read the book and get a more full, rewarding experience. You get more instead of being disappointed most of the time. That's how I like to do it. But I read that book a while ago, and I really love it. So hopefully I like that movie too. I do want to watch that. That's definitely a 1930 film that could probably make my list. Jack Keating, for 1930, Morocco by Joseph von Sternberg is the best I've seen. If you're looking for Criterion recommendations, his box set with Marlene Dietrich is a must. So many masterpieces in that box set. I didn't realize that they had a Criterion box set. Maybe I did. Maybe I've seen it, but I just didn't realize it. But I was looking at Indicator earlier, because Indicator had a sale going on, and it was actually sold out, so I couldn't get it. But they also have a Dietrich and Sternberg collection, like a box set, which I was very tempted to try to find secondhand because it looks really good. And Morocco is in that box set as well. So that was on my radar earlier today. I didn't know there was a Criterion, though. I might have to check that one out instead. Although I do prefer the Indicator box sets to the Criterion box sets, because they're usually more sturdy and they get their own individual cases for the films most of the time. Let's see. An internet user, can't wait for the anniversary releases next year, hoping those include films like Conversation and Amadeus. Hey, man, here's hoping. Are you talking about the... oh, I see what you're saying. Just like, because everything gets an anniversary release these days. If it comes to 4K, it's usually an anniversary. Hey, man, that's cool. I've never seen Amadeus, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. So that would be great. I'd love to get that too. Kevin House says, great. Oh, sorry. He was talking about Michael. He was responding to Michael Smith's 1930 recommendations. All right. I got to get back to here. David Harbour is his name. Thank you so much. Good to see. That's why I got to have you here, because sometimes you can't think of everybody's names. Connor Nielsen is here in the chat. Thank you so much. Ethan Edwards, real quick before I go back. The original All Quiet is good, but being an early talkie, it's a bit clunky at times. There's an image involving arms that's as powerful an anti-war statement as there is in film. Okay. Good. I don't need it to be like, earth-shattering or anything, but I do really like that story, and I'd like to see a good adaptation of it. So I will watch it. I will definitely watch it. And I'm going to take this as another perfect segue from Jay Hutch Talks Too Much. Thank you, Jay Hutch. Coming in clutch. Animal Crackers from the Marx Brothers is from 1930 and one of my favorite Marx Brothers films. Well, funny you say that, Mr. Hutch, because we're about to jump into a bunch of Marx Brothers talk, because they are releasing 4, I believe, maybe 5. They're releasing a lot of Marx Brothers films this week, individually released on Blu-ray. Now, I already have all these films, so I won't be picking them up. But if you do want to get them separately, you can. I'm going to show you the releases I have. I'm actually, the next video I'm going to record is going to be a Marx Brothers video, because I have a stupid amount of Marx Brothers releases. So I have this set, which I bought in that collection that I bought out. This was included. This is the Silver Screen collection. This is a digipack of the 5 films. Cocoanuts Animal Crackers, Duck Soup, Horse Feathers, and Monkey Business. So that's a nice kind of studio release. It's a nice digipack, kind of, plain Jane, but it's got the movies, it's got the discs. That's all you need. Then I was given this last year for Christmas as a gift. This is the Arrow Video release of the same films, but it's got a little bit of a nicer slipcase. This is more of a boutique treatment. Got the 4 or 5 films on the back there, and there's a lot more bonus features in this set. But unfortunately, it is one of the Arrow Video re-releases, so it's just kind of a flimsy slipcover and no booklet or anything. But I lucked out, and glad I haven't opened this yet, because I'm going to resell this, and I can get more for it if it's sealed, because I came across on eBay. It's the only time I've ever seen this on eBay. I've never seen it any other time, but I found a seller, and he was selling the beautiful original Arrow Academy version of the box set, which is not just a flimsy slipcover. It's a much harder, sturdier case, and it's also got the same 3 discs, but it also has a awesome booklet. And if I'm going to jump into these Marx Brothers films, I want the most complete set I can get, and I want to read all about them and do all this and take the full deep dive into it. So here it is. This is the Arrow Academy set. I released a short when I picked this up, but I still haven't shot a video of it. So I'm going to do like a comparison between these sets and talk about which one I think is the most definitive, spoiler alert. But I was able to find a seller who was selling this and other box sets, and I said, hey, can I just get the Marx Brothers set? Because he was selling like some other horror box sets that I wasn't interested in as a lot. And he said, first of all, he said, hey there, Films by Color. So he recognized me on my eBay account, which really caught me off guard because that's never happened before. But I talked to him for a little bit, and we were able to work out a deal where I got this and another box set, the John Ford box set from Indicator, which I'll do a video on too, but I was able to combine both of those for a good deal, because he said it's not worth selling one box set by itself because the shipping alone, makes him lose too much money. So I'm thankful I was able to work out a deal with that and get that original set. I'll be selling this one on my own eBay page, hopefully very soon. But yes, if you're not interested in one of those more expensive box sets and you just want one of the films in the collection, they're releasing all of them individually this month. So we've got Duck Soup here from 1933. There's the front, back, and the slip. There it is. Look at that. Just an individual release, probably a single disc Blu-ray, 2K Blu-ray, Region A. That's the other thing, is this set from Arrow Academy is Region B. So you got to have a Region Free player to play it, or a Region B player. But these, of course, these are coming out in stores, so you can get these from Region A. We've also got Monkey Business. There's the artwork on that one. And then we've also got the Cocoanuts. And there's the artwork on that one. And I think it might just be 4. Is it just 4? Or is it just 3? Oh no, there's Horse Feathers. Horse Feathers is right there. So you at least get 4 coming out this week. I don't see Animal Crackers, but it's probably on here somewhere. I'm sure they're releasing all the big ones, but there it is. There's the cover on that. Lots of Marx Brothers. All the Marx Brothers you could want. Let me see what people are saying, because I just talked about a lot of stuff right there. Let's see. Brent says he's talking to Jack. People talking to each other. Get the Kino release of Christmas in July if you like Christmassy movies. Okay, I will remember that, because I don't have that one. Bailey Walsh, OMG, DJ, that's blasphemy. I don't know how you can read books after watching adaptations. I mean, more power to you, but I'm so adamant about reading books first, or else I just play the movie in my head. Interesting. No, man, it ruins the experience for me, because when I watch a movie, a lot of times I love it so much that I want more, and I want to live in that world more. So I watch the movie first, and then I get more. Like, I get rewarded for liking the movie. I get to go experience more. But if I read the book first, I have such an idea of what the story should be that it kind of distracts me from listening to the story that the director wants me to hear. But I'm not saying everyone has to be like me, Obviously, I think I'm in the minority with that. Jeffrey Petrone, for 1930, Howard Hawks and Howard Hughes both made great plane pictures. The Dawn Patrol and Hell's Angel for 1929. There's an interesting Jules Verne adaptation called Mysterious Island. Oh, that's cool. I am always down for a Jules Verne adaptation, especially that early. I haven't seen that one. I did watch the Mysterious Island, or what is it called? Whatever the one that Harryhausen did. I did see that one. That came out, I think, in 50s or 60s. Kevin House, in my opinion, Duck Soup is the best film that Marx Brothers ever did, followed closely by A Night at the Opera. Okay. I'm looking forward to checking out Duck Soup. I'm looking forward to diving in to all of their films, because I've been told so many great things about it. Jeffrey Petrone says that is an exquisite box set. I thought so myself. That's why I picked it up. So much great stuff in those Marx Brothers movies. I can't wait. I might actually do it this month. I don't know. We were thinking about doing Noirvember this month, but I don't know. We watched a ton of movies in October, and we might not want to do a theme this month. We might just want to kind of relax and watch different things here and there. Kevin House, but don't let small children watch A Night at the Opera, because then they'll learn there ain't no sanity clause. Oh, I'm sure that's a great reference that I don't understand yet, but I will. I will very soon. There's Animal Crackers right there. So there you go, all 5 coming out. There we go. We've got, what else do we got coming out this week? Lots of stuff. Oh, I do want to talk about this because these are really cool. So when I was collecting the Buster Keaton films, I went with, and there was a lot of debate whether I should get I wish I would pull them down, but they're up there on the boutique shelf. But Kino Lorber has their releases, which are really nice, and they come with the slipcases, and they have some good bonus features. But also, Cohen has their own releases that they've been doing. They've been doing volumes, and they're up to volume 5, and I think 2 films on each volume. So they're up to 10 films on those, which is really cool. But they do these more bare bones packaging, but they do a really nice job with, I think these are considered, I did too much research before I bought all my Buster Keaton films, but these ones apparently have the best transfers. They look the best. But the Kino Lorber ones had better bonus features, which I think I'm more interested in. And they also had different audio tracks, like multiple audio tracks. So I thought that was interesting. So I opted to go with the Kino Lorber ones, but I've heard nothing but great things about the transfers on these Cohen Media Group ones. So I was torn. But if you're most interested in the transfer, I think the way to go is to pick up these volume sets from Cohen Media, which I think you can also get from Kino Lorber's website, because they do have a lot of Cohen stuff on there. But this one is 3 Ages and Our Hospitality. So they're coming close to getting all his big major works on those sets. And those are really nice. I like the compactness of those. But that's available right now on Amazon for only $20, which is a really good deal for 2 complete films. I gotta watch more Buster Keaton. I watched Young Sherlock recently, or is it Young Sherlock or Sherlock Jr.? I can't remember, but I just watched that movie recently with John, because that's one of his top 10 films of all time, and it was really nice to watch that with him and see that through his eyes, because that was my first time watching it, and he loves that movie, and it's great. Everything that has been said about that film is true. It's wonderful. Let's see, what else is coming out this month? We're getting a Clerks premium box set. This is 3 movies, Lionsgate Films. This is a very interesting release. Look at this. Look at this. What the heck is this? It's a huge box set. It's got a certificate of authenticity, and it's shaped like the gas station, like the Quick Stop. I actually don't know what that is. I wish I could see it open. This is crazy. This is crazy packaging. So it looks like the Quick Stop on one side, and on the back it's like the rental store, like the rental store drop box where you put things back in, and actually that's where the DVD case is housed. Very interesting. I haven't seen the Clerks movies, but I know they just recently released the 3rd one, I believe. So that's cool that they put all 3 of those out. That's probably I would assume that's a limited edition. I don't think they're gonna keep that in print forever, but that's the overview of it. And oh yeah, right there it says, if you look real close, this is numbered out of 5,150. So limited edition run there. Don't know where you can pick that one up. Is it available on Amazon? Let's see if it's available on Amazon. Clerks 1, 2, and 3. Yep, Amazon for $129.99. Whew, that's a lot for only 3 movies, but it is some pretty crazy packaging, so I guess it makes sense. Let me see. Mysterious Island is Harryhausen. Okay, cool. I thought so, because I really like that one. That's the one with the bird. It's got the score by Bernard Herrmann. Really great score. It's got this creepy, like, giant ostrich dinosaur bird that chases him. I really like that one, actually. Ethan Edwards, the Coen releases aren't tinted either. Okay. That's another reason. It's pretty cool. Michael Smith says, big Keaton fan, and I think Eureka actually has the best releases for all his movies. Yeah, the Eureka releases are awesome. I just had no way of getting my hands on them. Most of them were out of print by the time I started collecting Keaton, and those are also Region B, so they're a little harder to play. I didn't have a region-free player at the time when I was collecting Keaton, so for me it was just between the Coen and the Kino Lorber. But yeah, I agree, those Eureka sets are really nice. They look really good, and I think they're still putting out new ones, because when I was on Eureka's site earlier today, I was actually on Eureka's site looking at that Pandora's Box set, tempted to pick it up, because someone told me that Eureka has free shipping. And I went on there to see, and it looked like it's true. They do have free shipping. Is that true worldwide? Like, do I even get free shipping on Eureka? Because that's crazy. I'll absolutely start buying stuff directly from them if that's the case, because free international shipping is nuts. That's awesome. Indicator was going to charge me like $20 to get a couple movies in their sale. But if Eureka has free shipping, I'm going to start buying Eureka stuff because I can play it. Ethan Edwards, did John tell you to watch Purple Rose of Cairo after Sherlock Jr.? He did not. Should he have? Because he didn't. Should I get on to him about that? But yeah, I really enjoyed Sherlock Jr. Clerks 1 and 2 are hilarious. I've been hesitant to watch the third one because everything I've heard about it sounds not very good. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I guess it's like a decades later sequel, so those are kind of not usually very good, but maybe they did a good one. I haven't seen it. Yes, so people are jumping on saying great double feature for Sherlock Jr. and Purple Rose of Cairo. Interesting. Okay, wow. I'm going to have to check that one out. I have not heard of that second one. All right, let's see if we can get through more of these. Let's try to wrap this one up pretty quickly here. For some reason, RoboDoc is here again. I wonder if that got delayed. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, so I won't talk about it again. We've got some lesser known releases. Here's a Burt Reynolds release called Seamus from 1973. This is put out by Kino Lorber. So Kino Lorber has been like just relentlessly releasing stuff for all 4 weeks last month. They released stuff, and then also they're still releasing stuff this month. Kino Lorber has a massive library. I don't know how you could be a completionist for Kino Lorber because they put out so much stuff. Oh no, the show might be down. Okay, whew. I thought the site was down for a second. I can't open the full screen image. It gets mad at me when I try to open it. But there it is. You can kind of see it. It's Burt Reynolds in 1973. Very cool. Very cool. Let's try to exit this page and hope that the computer does not explode. Okay, whew. We're back. Burt Reynolds tried to destroy the stream, but well, let me switch over. We're having some technical difficulties here. I don't know what's wrong with the blu-ray.com website. Hopefully it's back and we can keep moving forward. People are saying yes. Eureka has free shipping, period. That's amazing. Oh, why did I not know about this sooner? Because there's been a lot of you like, oh, what did I want? The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, they just put out a beautiful 4K release of that. I unfortunately didn't find out about it until after I just bought the Blu-ray from Kino Lorber, so I didn't pick it up, but I would love to get that Pandora's Box set. It's like limited to 3,000, I think, and it's a Blu-ray. It's not a 4K, but it's like I think it's the first time we've ever had Pandora's Box on Blu-ray, and it's not that expensive. It's only like 22 pounds, which is like $34 in US dollars or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was not bad at all. The only thing that is keeping me from biting the bullet and picking it up is I want to get some stuff in the Criterion sale this month, and I don't know if I should spend that right now, but that's really cool that they have free shipping. That's a crazy perk. That's awesome. Michael Smith, Navigator is one of Keaton's best. So funny. I haven't seen that one yet, so I'm looking forward to that one as well. And Scooby McSnack is here. Hey, always great to see you. Love just saying your name. So feel free to put in as many comments as you see fit. Really quick, we don't usually talk about TV on this stream, but I'm going to mention this just because it is so ridiculous. So, like we talked about with the Clerks box set, this is another box set with Star Trek. This is Star Trek The Picard Legacy. Oh man, are you not going to let me? I don't know what's going on with blu-ray.com. Everything else is working fine. My connection is strong. But for some reason, blu-ray.com is not loading the images for me. Well, anyway, I just wanted to show you that one because the box set is insane. It's like everything that Picard's ever been in. It's like the Next Generation show. I think it's the new shows, the new Picard shows. It's like all the movies he's been in. It's this huge, crazy box set. It's like $300 or something. It was pretty crazy. But we don't need to look at that because we talk about movies anyway. I'm just hoping that we can actually look at more stuff on here because blu-ray.com is flaking on me. So this might just turn into a Q&A for the remainder of our time. Let's see, we've been going for about an hour, so that would be fine if we had to wrap it up. But I just want to see if there's a couple more things on here that we want to talk about. Casino is getting another Blu-ray release. I think that's probably just a re-release, but I don't know. It does say remastered edition on top, so maybe that's... I don't think that's the first time on Blu-ray, though. So we're getting that. We're also getting a... It's basically a re-release, but it is all of the Office Christmas movies. Not Christmas movies. All of the Christmas episodes. Good grief. This Blu-ray.com is gonna be the death of me this evening. I might just keep it on this page because every time I go there, it freaks out and wants to not load. But anyway, The Office is I think one of my favorite. I think it's my favorite television show of all time. I don't know if I've talked about it on this channel at all. I've talked about doing a top 10 Office episodes with a couple friends of mine. Connor is a big Office fan as well, and we've talked about doing a top 10 forever. But yeah, The Office is a show that I came to late. I wasn't on the big bandwagon when it was on TV. I didn't watch it. I think I started watching it when it was on like season 6. I caught it on Netflix. First time I've ever seen it, but I rewatched it a ton when I had when I was going through chemotherapy in 2021. When I was 2021? No, it wasn't 2021. I was 21. It was like 2012, I believe. I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I was kind of laid up in bed, just felt horrible because chemotherapy just kind of destroys your body, so you have to do a lot of laying around. And I rewatched The Office a ton, and I've seen that show more than any other show, and it really helped me get through that kind of super difficult time in my life. So I love The Office, and I'll always love it. I don't love the last 2 seasons because I think they're horrible, and I think it does have a pretty steady decline as it goes along. I think the first 2 seasons are the best 2 seasons. I love them so much. But they're releasing just a Christmas. It's called The Office Complete Christmas Collection, and it's just all the Christmas episodes, which is kind of cool to get that on Blu-ray. I would much rather have the complete seasons. I don't know. I guess that's kind of handy. Actually, that is kind of handy to have all the Christmas episodes because some people like to watch holiday episodes of their favorite shows, and we've actually just done that with me and my wife were watching Friends a couple days ago. We were watching all the Thanksgiving episodes of Friends, and it is kind of a pain to have to take out the DVD every single time and then find out what the Thanksgiving episode is and the next season and put that disc in and take it out and put the next disc in. So this is kind of nice to have a Blu-ray that is just the Christmas episode. You can just watch straight through in December. I'll hang on to my Blu-rays of the series that I have, although I really, really want them, and I know it's never going to happen, but I really want, is it Universal? Yeah, Universal Studios to release the extended cuts. If you haven't watched them, Peacock has the extended cuts of The Office where they put all the deleted scenes back into the episodes and they edit them in the right places where they should be, and they are amazing. And I absolutely love especially the first 2 seasons because it seems like after that point they started learning that they had to cut more stuff and there's not as many deleted scenes. But those first 2 seasons, they were clearly meant to be longer shows, and they're like 38, 39 minutes. Like, it's a lot of stuff they put back in. And it goes from being like a 20-minute sitcom show to like a 40-minute, like full-on, not a drama, but like that length of a show. And it completely works with The Office, because the whole point of The Office, like, the humor of The Office kind of got changed by the editing, because that whole like quick cut style editing that a lot of sitcoms were doing after The Office, where they were emulating it, is kind of a necessity just to get it into that 20-minute format. But I think if you let it breathe and let those awkward cringe moments go on even longer, as it was originally shot and intended, it works even better for the comedy of The Office. And I think those first 2 seasons with the extended scenes on Peacock are amazing, and I think it's kind of the only way I want to watch it from now on. But I don't want to pay Peacock for the rest of my life. I want to get those on Blu-ray. So please, Universal, I know it doesn't make sense financially, but please put out those extended cuts on Blu-ray, because I would buy it in a heartbeat. And yes, Kevin House says, I hope Diversity Day is in your top 10 for The Office. It absolutely would be. Spoiler alert. Diversity Day is wonderful. I just watched it again a couple days ago. I had my friend Evan, who's been on the channel, and his wife over, and all 4 of us watched House. It was actually on Halloween. We watched Houseu, the psychedelic Japanese horror movie, and they had never seen it, and I loved watching their reactions to it. But afterwards, we were still having a good time, and they didn't really want to go home. So I said, let's I think Grace actually said, let's turn on The Office. We watched the extended cuts, and we put on Diversity Day, because that's one of the best episodes ever. Love it. Yes. Oh, I'm glad you brought this up, Ethan. Did you change your internet? No buffering anymore. Thank you for bringing this up, because I meant to talk about it last week. Yes, the buffering is gone. We have everything fixed, and I can explain a little bit why. Actually, no problem with the provider. My internet speed is great. It's actually really, really good. Apparently, you only need like 11 Mbps to upload speeds to live stream, and I have over 200. I have like 230 Mbps. So I have like really, really good upload speeds. My download speeds is like 1,000. I had the capabilities to do it without any problems, but there was something going on at like the line where my internet comes into my house that was like overloading it, and it was causing it to drop. It was causing it to drop connection like multiple times. That's what was happening. Didn't have anything to do with my speeds. It was just breaking the connection. So I had a guy come out. I talked to them. They sent a guy out, and he fixed it for free. And he put like a splitter or something at the base where it comes in, and it doesn't do it anymore. So yeah, we have an excellent connection. We should have no more buffering issues. So I'm very glad we got that straightened out. I wish I had like done a video about this, because the guy he actually ran a line in right here in my office. So now I connect to the internet. I'm hardwired in right here in my office instead of in the basement where it used to be. So he added this. He drilled a hole and like ran it out the side of my office, and he came into my office, and he immediately saw this and started talking about it. He was also a physical media collector, and he has way more than me. He said he has like, I don't even know, like 3 or 4,000. He was way bigger collection than me. And he was talking about how he had just reorganized it in alphabetical order, and it had taken him like a whole weekend, like all day long. But yeah, he was a really cool guy, and I got to talk to him a little bit about physical media, so that was fun. And I told him I had a YouTube channel, and he asked me what it was, and he said he was going to go subscribe. I don't know if he subscribed or not, because YouTube doesn't tell me when people subscribe anymore. Like I used to get notifications. They don't tell me anymore, so I have no idea if he subscribed or who is subscribing anymore. I guess I can go into my like analytics and try to find out, but they don't tell me anymore. I used to get a little notification about it. We did pass 1,800 subscribers today, which is really cool. Very close to 2,000 subscribers. So thank you guys, all the newcomers, all the new guys that are coming in and subscribing. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's why the internet has been running better. Jay Hutch, hey, for all you movie buffs, does anyone know where to find a copy of Cinema Paradise? Cinema Paradiso that isn't insanely expensive? That is the movie that's on my short list. I think I'm going to get the Arrow release. Is it Arrow? I think there's an Arrow Academy release that is a 4K of Cinema Paradiso. And I think it is expensive because I think it's out of print. But I think I'm going to cough up the $50 or so that it takes, because that movie sounds right up my alley. And it sounds like, let me know if I'm right about this, but I feel like Cinema Paradiso would be a good double feature with Hugo. Scorsese's Hugo? from what I know about it, it seems like it would be a good double feature, but I haven't seen it yet. But I do want to get my hands on that. That's the only version I know. I know there's 2 Aero Academy releases. There's a Blu-ray version and a 4K version. I'm sure the Blu-ray is a little cheaper if you don't mind picking up a Blu-ray of it, Mr. Hutch. There's a quick conversion. 22 pounds is $27, says Michael Smith. That's good to know. That's always, I always have to Google like pounds to dollars whenever I look. Ethan Edwards, I had no idea you were a cancer survivor. Yeah, don't recommend it. It's not great. I got cancer when I was 21. Hodgkin's lymphoma is usually in younger guys, specifically male. But yeah, it was not fun. It was kind of a bummer. And but you know, 8 months of chemotherapy cleared it up, and no problem since. So hopefully, you know, hopefully it doesn't come back. It might, but so far we're good. I should probably get checked out because I haven't been checked out in forever. Scooby McSnack, responding about the Cinema Paradiso, says that Amazon has a standard Blu-ray for $15 USD. I think it's a used copy though. There you go. And that is the all the chat that's fit to. Oh no, there's a delay on the chat. It just all popped up. Scooby McSnack, appreciate that. I do think I want to get it new, but good to know I could always get a reduced price. Thanks. Let's see, Bailey Walsh. I think it depends on if someone's subscriptions are public, because that's something that you can change on your account. Okay, interesting, because I haven't changed anything recently, and all of a sudden I just stopped getting notifications about it. I used to get them. Denver says Cinema Paradiso and Hugo would be a pretty great double feature about movies that love movies. Yeah, I mean, from what I know about Cinema Paradiso, you've got like a friendship between a young boy and an older gentleman, and you've got like love of cinema and specifically working at like theaters and stuff. So I don't know. I thought it would be a good double feature. Gus Emeretti says Cinema Paradiso has some R-rated content. LOL, I don't know about double feature with Hugo. Well, I'm not saying I'm going to watch it with my kids or anything. I'm just going to watch it, but that's good to know as well. I do really want to watch that one. Let's see if blu-ray.com is cooperating, because if not, we can probably just go ahead and wrap this up sooner rather than later. But yeah, feel free to throw some questions at me in the chat, and we'll do a little Q&A here at the end of it. Sorry, blu-ray.com is acting up on me. Nothing I can do about that. I would love to find a different source to be able to do this from in case this happens again. But I don't think there's any other big things that we need to talk about. There's some anime things here at the bottom that I'm sure are based on TV shows, and some lesser known straight to video releases like Deep Fear, and yeah. So we've got. I think we pretty much covered it anyway. So I think it works out that we're going to wrap it up here. But that's a lighter week this week, but some really cool stuff. I'm actually really excited about, you know what, let's go ahead and do that since this site is acting up on us. Let's go ahead and go to my channel here, pull up the Amazon wish list, and you'll see I've added some things here since we last looked at this. But I want to go ahead and add my favorites to my wish list, because this is a fun thing we like to do. I would add Jackie Chan, but I don't like to... I usually add those to my Criterion wish list, not my Amazon wish list. But I'm going to go ahead and add Fargo for sure, because I absolutely love that movie, and I can't wait to see a 4K restoration of it. So we'll go to Fargo. Oh, it's only $28 right now, too. That is not bad at all. We're going to add it to the movies list. And then what else? Oh, that Conan. We haven't even talked about that Conan release that's coming out from Arrow Video. That looks awesome too. I don't need to add the Marx Brothers movies because I already have those. This is going to be a light week for me. I don't even think I'm going to add 5. I will add the... Oh, should I do it? I'm going to go ahead and add the American Graffiti SteelBook. Oh, I can't. Never mind. That's a Best Buy exclusive. That's not even on Amazon. So yeah, it's going to be a really light week for me because those are all Best Buy exclusives. I do like that. No one, I don't know exactly what that movie's about, but I do like the Guns of Navarone. I'm going to add that just because it looks like such a nice steelbook. There it is, right there, 4K steelbook. Let's add that to the wish list just to have it in there in case it goes down on Black Friday. It's another reason I like to add things to my wish list, because then it's nice and handy in case you get a good deal. And also, I just like to keep track of things, and having it all in one place is a nice thing. So we've got that, and yeah, maybe I'll get Scrooged. Not super pumped about picking that one up this year. I think I'll just add those two, unless Witness is let me add Witness just to keep it in there, just to keep it handy in case I see it at a Barnes & Noble or something. But yeah, that's all I'm going to add this week. Lighter week this week, but we had a great audience. I'm so happy that so many of you popped in this evening because it's been fun talking to you. We're going to add the Witness 4K from Arrow Video. It is only $35 right now, but like Ethan said earlier, this is not necessarily going to be 50% off this month, but if it is, my Barnes & Noble probably won't get it, so I could probably get it on Amazon for 50% off. That'd be really cool. All right, and there it is. We have my selections from this week. I think the three I'm most excited about are Fargo, Witness, and Guns of Navarone. And I am excited to finally check out American Graffiti, but that is a Best Buy exclusive, so I would have to go to a Best Buy, which I might do tomorrow. I haven't been to a Best Buy in forever, but since I'm out looking at Criterions, I might as well pop over to a Barnes & Noble too. And everyone in my family's out of town. I'm the only one here. My wife's out of town with my daughter, and my son is staying with my parents because I am having to work tomorrow, and he doesn't have school, so they had to watch him for tomorrow. So I'm gonna have the whole house to myself. Maybe I'll do some Blu-ray browsing. All right, what are people saying? Last call for questions because I gotta wrap it up here soon. Keep this video short. This is a nice light week. Let's see. Scooby McSnack. DJ, have you seen the miniseries Over the Garden Wall? From watching your channel, it seems right up your alley, a great fantasy / modern fairy tale. I need to finally check that out because people have told me that before. I've seen that on a lot of lists for like really good October watches. I remember trying to watch it one time and not really digging the animation style, but that's something I could easily get past if I'm really liking the content. So I need to finally check that out. Miniseries are just so hard for me to get into. Easier though than full on TV shows. So I do like a good miniseries every now and then. Taniverse talking about Cinema Paradiso. Ethan Edwards, I know Connor is hoping for a Taxi / Fever Pitch 4K double feature release. Oh man, still won't let him live the Jimmy Fallon lookalike down. He looks more like him again. His hair's not white anymore. It's back to black. So you can bring on the comparisons again. I'm sure he'll love it. Michael Smith, Rare Waves is a good source for Eureka and Indicator titles that are harder to find elsewhere. Good to know. There's a lot of like secondhand physical media stores that sites that I need to write down because it's hard to keep up with all of them. But let me know, is that also a good place to get out of print Eureka and Indicator releases? Because most of them are out of print. They do like very limited runs. Most of their site is stuff that you can't buy from them anymore, which is unfortunate. And there's a lot of Masters of Cinema stuff that I want to get my hands on. So I have to check that out. Rare Waves. To write that down after the fact. Internet user says, I can't wait for the 4K of Blood Simple. That's coming out in 2 months. Yes, that's definitely going to be one that I have to pick up because like I said, we are on a Coen Brothers kick and we haven't seen that one yet. Code Geese anime fan Scrooged is a pretty good film. It was made by Superman director Richard Donner. Yeah, and I've only seen Scrooged once. I'm basing it entirely on that performance, so who knows? I mean, I need to watch it again because, it depends on what kind of mood you're in, especially with comedy. Sometimes you're just not in the right mood and it doesn't hit you the right way. So I'll give it a rewatch at some point. Kevin House, Warner Archive, I highly recommend The Mortal Storm with Jimmy Stewart and The Seventh Cross with Spencer Tracy. Both films that should be much better known. Okay. And those are both Warner Archive sets. There's so many, that's another one, like Kino Lorber, that I don't know how you could be a completionist with Warner Archive stuff because they have so much stuff. But I have seen people on some of the collection groups that I'm in that have just a wall of Warner Archive stuff, and I'm so jealous, but that's just too much. But at least they're cheap. At least they usually go for pretty cheap. Jack Keating, Witness is seriously unreal. Beautiful movie. Peter Weir is an amazing and underrated filmmaker. You should check his cinema out. I didn't realize that was Peter Weir. That that interests me even more. Ethan says Witness would be a good date night movie for you and your wife. Okay. Yeah, especially my wife who loves crime stuff. We finally did watch Silence of the Lambs for the first time this month because that was something she wanted to check off her list for a long time. So we were finally able to check that one off the list. Speaking of crime films, I just, out of the blue yesterday, like I said, everyone's out of the house, no one's here. So I popped in Mona Lisa, which is a movie that I've been wanting to get in the Criterion collection for like the last 2 sales, and I just haven't done it. And now I'm kicking myself for not doing it because it's amazing. Everybody should go watch Mona Lisa. The case and the artwork on the front of the Criterion really undersells it. I don't know. The artwork and the description on the back kind of made me feel like it was just a, not run of the mill, but just kind of a standard, gruff neo-noir crime drama. But it is so much more than that. It's got so much heart. It's got so much sentiment. It's hilarious. It's so funny. Bob Hoskins is amazing in it. Oh my gosh, I fell in love with that movie. I haven't rated it on Letterboxd yet, but it's gonna be like a 4.5, man. I loved Mona Lisa, and I will 100% be picking it up this month in the sale. And if they don't have it, I'm gonna order it because I loved that movie. That was really good. Why didn't anyone tell me Mona Lisa was so great? So good. And I think I'll watch that one with my wife too. That's why I brought that up, because you said it would be a good date night movie. But she wasn't here, so I watched it by myself. But I think after I buy it, I'm going to watch that with her because it's great. Michael Smith says, I think Arrow started staggering their sales at Barnes & Noble for the month after Criterion. Okay. That makes sense because they did that last time. I think July was Criterion sale. And then they did the Arrow sale in August, which is where I picked up the Hugo release. So that makes sense. I guess I should have been prepared for that because they just did it. Internet user, do it for Harrison Ford. Everyone is trying to get me to watch. I feel like I have to watch Witness at this point, just from sheer peer pressure. So yeah, if Arrow does like a 50% off sale, maybe I will. I'll pick that limited edition set up because it looks really nice. I love their limited edition sets. Is it streaming anywhere? Is there anywhere I could watch it beforehand? I mean, I guess I could rent it from Amazon. That's always an option. Just to make sure I like it before I pick up, the big $40 set. Ethan Edwards, when they originally announced Fargo, it was supposed to come out in summer. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, you can watch it in summer, I guess, but yeah, it definitely. I love that movie because it reminds me of home. I'm from Pennsylvania. I miss the snow. That's like the biggest thing. I mean, I like it down here. It's really cool. We're in Atlanta, but I really miss the snow. And I was so excited because this winter was starting out so good. Like it got really cold really quick. Like the day after Halloween, it got like super cold. And we got some firewood and we bought some firewood and we were like using the fireplace and getting all cozy. And then like yesterday was like 75 again. So short-lived, but I was really excited about the cold weather because I love the cold weather and I love snuggling up and watching some cold weather movies. Last thing I have here in the chat, but it does take a second to load, so I'm sure things will pop up here in a second. But this is from Code Geese Anime Fan. You should see Batman Returns for the holiday season. It's a Christmas film. Is it a Christmas film? Is it a Christmas film, or does it just like have a scene or something around Christmas time? Because there's a difference. I think there is a difference. I like you've got, what do you got? Like Criterion has a collection on the Criterion channel called Blue Christmas, but a lot of them just have like one scene at Christmas. Like Black Narcissus is in there, and it just has that one scene at Christmas. Pretty pivotal scene though, pretty good scene. So I guess I wouldn't be mad if you counted it, but it's not really a Christmas movie. And then you've got Umbrellas of Cherbourg, which I really don't think is a Christmas movie. It just ends at Christmas. There's just like one scene at the end. No spoilers, but there's one scene that takes place at Christmas. And then you've got Kronos on that collection, which is kind of a Christmas movie, but it also goes through New Year's, and there's like a New Year, big, important New Year's scene as well. So I don't know. Don't really feel like Christmas movies. I think I'm going to do a Christmas movie video this year because I have a lot of thoughts on Christmas movies, and I'd like to just go through my entire collection of Christmas films and talk a little bit about them. So who knows? I may get that out this year. But let's go ahead and wrap this video up. We've made it through all the lists of stuff coming out this week, and we'll do another one of these next week because I really enjoy these. Oh, of course, there goes the chat. There goes the chat. Everything's popping in. I wish there wasn't such a delay because I would like to, talk to you guys a little bit more. But every time I say something and then I'm about to wrap up, a whole wall of it comes up. Let's see. Daniverse. People talking about Mortal Storm. Ethan Edwards and Daniverse both talking about Mortal Storm. Internet user, I bow down to Warner Archive and Kino Lorber. Completionists. I know. That's commitment. That's like a mortgage on your house, because Kino Lorber puts out like stuff every single week. We've been looking at it for the last 5 weeks, and they just keep pumping stuff out. Ethan Edwards says Witnesses as much a romance as a crime film. Okay, so that's the same thing I had with Mona Lisa. It was much more about Bob Hoskins' character. Internet user says, speaking of, for more Bob Hoskins, check The Long Good Friday. I probably will, because I am a huge Bob Hoskins fan after just watching Mona Lisa, because he's amazing in that. Bailey Walsh, I love Mermaids 1990, which also has Bob Hoskins in it. That's really cool. I don't know what that is. Mermaids 1990. There's a mermaid movie in the Criterion collection called, what is that movie called? I'm never gonna remember now, but it's bizarre. It's like a weird, like, fairy tale, dream-like horror movie that's also a like super weird musical. What is it called? Lure. It's called Lure. It's another mermaid movie in the collection. I haven't bought that one yet, but I did watch it. I don't know if I liked it enough to buy it, but it was definitely weird and interesting. Scooby McStack, hey, a fellow Pennsylvanian. Yeah, I'm not anymore, but I definitely was. I lived there for like 10 years. We moved down here when I was 10. My parents wanted to get away from the cold, but now I really miss the cold. I wish I still had snow down here. I'm sad that my kids aren't going to grow up with snow. Kevin House says, I live in the Fort Wayne area, and we had snow flurries the other day. Well, I'm jealous, my friend. You're a lucky man. I mean, I know there's a lot of bad things, downsides to snow too, but I love snow. What do we see? Oh, here we go. The whole Batman Returns film takes place at Christmas. It's a very dark, twisted film, so it's meant to be ironic that it takes place during the merry holidays. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know it took place at Christmas. I don't think I've ever seen Batman. Oh, no, duh. I'm sorry. I know Batman Returns takes place at Christmas, and I know that's a Christmas movie. For some reason, when you said that, I was thinking of Batman Forever, which I haven't seen. But I have seen Batman Returns, and yeah, duh. That's a Christmas movie. Sorry, I was just thinking about the wrong movie. And then Ethan Edwards says, It's a Wonderful Life really doesn't have much to do with Christmas. Oh, this is an argument I have with my wife all the time. So we'll probably get into that later this month. But anyway, let's wrap it up here. We are going on about an hour 20, so this is a good length for this video, I think. Thank you guys so much for tuning in live and chatting with me. I would love to chat with you for the rest of the night, honestly, because like I said, I'm the only one in the house. But maybe I'll go watch another movie, another potential Criterion purchase in the month of November. And maybe I'll pick it up this month, because it worked out great with Mona Lisa. I highly recommend that movie if you haven't seen it yet. And this is the end of the 6th installment, the 6th episode of our weekly This Week in Physical Media show. I really enjoy doing these, so I'm going to keep doing them as long as I can, because I really like talking to you guys and seeing what's coming out. Next week, we've got another full week. Oh, we've got some, what do we got next week? We've got some Paramount Presents 4K releases next week. Some more SteelBooks that I can see here. We've got some great Criterion releases with Last Picture Show. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff coming out next week. Make sure you tune in next week, Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I think this is a good time. It seems like we had a pretty big crowd this week, so I am glad that new time is working out. I think I'm going to stick with 9 p.m. for now until I hear otherwise. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, keep collecting, and I will be back with another video real soon. Bye, guys.